Ah, there he is. No budget. Xiao and Ben are just those characters that suffer endlessly, and you just want to make them happy since they're your favorites. Jukes, understandable. Yeah, everybody loves an underdog.
Hey, he's over there! Zhongli!
Oh, it's you two.
We came to ask you about something.
Would you mind waiting a moment? I'm currently in the middle of something very important.
What are you busy with? Speaking of which, why'd you manage to return so quickly? You're fast.
So these are your friends. They often come here to look for you. Acknowledging the fact that he's not usually here. Stop doing this! Stop having world quests with the actual characters we care about that aren't voiced. It's bad enough when the NPCs drone on without actual voice acting. I meant to say, there was another world quest I got, like, automatically when the patch first updated. I did it off screen, but frickin' Yunjin showed up in that one. It wasn't voice acted or anything, but yeah, like, she was totally just involved in it a little bit. Old acquaintances. You're else here? Let me persuade Zhongli to sell his archaic stone.
Archaic stone? What do you want one of those for?
You know, the stone is highly sought after, not a matter of price. There's barely any supply on the aftermarket. I'm not... Zhongli, we're not selling you Zhongli's balls. Through the eyes of a dragon. That story. It's a good one, huh? Zhongli also says my storytelling is superb. Like, it's cool that I know I just said earlier that I wish the characters were around town more often. And, like, even if there were no voice acting for them, it'd be nice if they were there. But, for stuff like this... Because this is a world quest, you know, it's gonna go on a while and involve, like, going to one place and getting another thing and coming back here and getting another thing. And this guy's gonna drone on and on for quite a while. Yeah. Culture well-versed, often trouble him with various questions. Yes, I know literally everything. The pleasure is all mine. Don't be so modest. You helped a lot. Come to think of it, active chatting is pleasurable because you're the only... you're talking to the right person. Zhongli, for instance, is a good chatting companion for my fantastic ideas, to be honest. Lots of far-fetched theories. One time I told him, see, my story first tells of how Rex Lapis carved Asia out of a magical rock, and then elaborates on how they fought side by side across the four corners of the world. Isn't that just mesmerizing? Yet he said the story is a masterpiece aside from some inaccurate details. That ain't how it went. You left out the part where they were gay for each other. What a bummer. Another time I told him about Serpent of Chingsei Village. He didn't buy the story at all, saying it was too good to be true. The serpent transformed into a beautiful landscape. I hardly object to your criticism. I shall keep it in mind. But your stories are always marked by wild imaginations. I just point out as I noticed an ordinary listener and hope that I might be of use to you. Since storytelling requires a sharp mind, I'm sure as a storyteller, such as you, can surely understand where I'm coming from. There are heartfelt reactions from a devoted audience member. That's right. Good intentions. Want me to become the best storyteller ever. You don't get it. He's correcting you because he was fucking there, dog. Talking about Zhongli's ex-Asia, huh? Stupid frog dragon.
What does any of this have to do with the archaic stone?
Yeah. I told that story again the other day. The Morbentine meme is dead. No! Why? No! Phone, why are you yelling at me? Credit karma, I don't care. Aren't you worried your audience will get bored if you tell the same story? Aren't you worried your audience will get bored if you tell it in a really boring way? Jared Leto found out about it? Uh-oh. People actually saw the movie. Does that mean we can abort Lovecov? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, God. I don't get it. Why does Jared Leto knowing about it ruin it? These stories are meant to be told repeatedly. Everybody loves repetitive epics. Star Trek Deep Space Nine reference. Like, did he like try to be cool and get in on the joke? And so it's not funny anymore? What happened? He made a cringe video about it. Also, he's kind of a creep about it. Oh, that sucks. Indeed, those sure are words. Those sure are words about a story that he's talking about. Awe-inspiring beauty. Rex Lapis and Ajda had fought there. Work out a news story with blackjack and hookers. I invited Zhongli to ask for his ideas, but instead I got distracted by his stones. Giggity, he's got good taste. Wouldn't miss a true treasure.
Zhongli, you really gonna sell him that shit?
Yeah, sure, why not? I don't need it. I've got like 3 more. That said, if I sold him the stone, it would undermine the credibility of his story. We've discussed before, Rex Lapis sealed Asia underground. According to the experts, many caves and minings in the tunnel would be a disservice if Asia was sealed there. Would Rex Lapis not have considered that? I don't know who Rex Lapis is, but surely he wouldn't be stupid enough to do that. Ah! Fuck you, George! Fuck off! Oh, rest in peace, Shinobi. God damn it.
Makes sense.
You're right, Rex Lapis is definitely not an idiot, and I'm sure is very smart and handsome. Wanted to exchange it for his stone, illustration for it. Have a fan. Is a boy. Sort of fan's really rare. Paimon wants it now. It's probably Xingqiu. Oh yeah, we also have one of those. Wait, shit, really? Precious indeed, your folding fan is also a work of art. I would advise against exchanging them. If you say so. But I have more than one fan, like you have more than one stone. So what's the problem? Why are we still talking about this? Let me go get it. I get to keep this sweet. You're my audience, you're worthy of it. Besides, like I said, I've got a bunch. Don't mind me. It's not that big a deal. I will also take one. An exquisite work of art, something worth treasuring. I will display this in my... Does he have a house? Did he even make sure he had enough money to, like, get a house? Where does Zhongli sleep? Does he sleep at the funeral parlor? I choose to believe he sleeps in his office at the funeral parlor. Like on the floor, some shit, like a goddamn dog. Or the teapot, or he's in our teapot. I've only had Shell for half a day, but if anything happens to him, I kill everyone in this room and then myself. I like the idea of them being friends. I'm sad Ito was passed out for the last leg of that quest. The idea of them being friends is cute. He sleeps in the coffin Utao gave him. Oh, how nice. Came here to ask him something. Can we talk to him alone for a moment? No need to apologize. Thanks for the riveting conversation, I'm sure.
Zhongli, were you at the chasm? You saved us too, didn't you? Thanks. Shasta didn't even be able to escape without your help.
Oh, did he say that? Interesting. How time flies. Even he has learned to open up to others. I think he likes you.
So what were you doing there?
Was I there? I must admit, I'm curious. I must admit, this is the first time I'm hearing of such a thing.
Stop playing dumb! We saw you in the cutscene!
I don't know what this cutscene is. This fan is high quality. I love Zhongli. Real talk, I love Zhongli. He really is kind of a dick. Literally faked his own death because he got tired of being a god. Fucking can literally pull money out of his ass infinitely, and yet always says he forgot his wallet, and then plays dumb with bullshit like this.
What the fuck, asshole?
Now that I'm on vacation, I take my time to walk around. I say that anything I run into is happenstance of fate, for which I shall take no credit. Come to think of it, it's nice to travel different places and witness many different things in this vast world. They always bring old memories back. Osmanthus wine! Do you miss the past? No, I'm immortal now, and being immortal now means living in the present. Dragon soaring into the skies, its body free to roam the world, its spirit unbound to aim high. Most inspiring indeed. Which must be perceived in the four corners of the world, and much marvel amongst the mountains and waters. I believe I must travel more in the future. Come to Inazuma. Okay, oh, that wasn't that long. Okay, thank God. Thank God, that was fine. Alright. Was not nearly as bad as I was fearing. I'm glad they did that. I wish it was voice acted. But I am glad we did get a little bit of a follow-up with him, even if he's being a dick about it and playing dumb. Alrighty. Alright, that only took 2 hours? We should be good?
Traveler.
Oh, God.
Paimon. It's been a long time.
I did not think it would literally toss me right into it. Oops. Yeah, I went through some of the event domains, but not the newest one. I'll do the newest one off screen. Unless we finish this Yelan's quest super, super fast, and people just want to see, like, more combat with her to see more combat with her.
Oh, hey, Hoishin. Long time no see.
I have no idea who you are. No offense, but all you people look the same to me.
Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time. But
It's getting
I've been
better all the
feeling distracted at
time.
work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
Racist much? I'm sorry. I said no offense. It's not even a race thing. It's not just that all Liyue characters look the same. They look the same in Inazuma too. One of the I didn't do any of this girl's quest off screen, but like so the chasm, the big chasm event from the last patch. I did the main part on screen with Dane's Lift and everything, but there was like another part after it that was like a time-gated extra quest to uncover more of the area, where we fucking teamed up with this random NPC girl who kept pretending she was important and being kind of obnoxious and being a dipshit and going off to die. And even if I could be bothered to actually care about the shit she was doing, if she weren't obnoxious, I was just distracted by the fact that she was the exact same character model as the lady who was getting married from Ayato's quest, which I had just done on stream like right before that. So it's just like, oh, come on.
It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
What's wrong with Uncle T?
Every race that isn't
Nothing
mine looks the same. No,
specifically.
everybody in Mondstadt
He's
looks
not
the same
unwell.
too.
He says he's just increasingly
Mondstadt is
low on
probably
energy
the
these
closest we
days.
will get to an
He's always
Anime
said,
America in this
"Old
game.
age comes for us all
Everyone
in
there
the
looks
end."
the same too. It ain't just me.
Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? He seems very fond of you too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
I feel bad. I genuinely don't remember who this lady or her grandpa is. I'm on the wrong side of history, so I've been told. Wait for a minute, that helped us get in there. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the same lady. Like, again, the NPCs can be done well. Like, there are a lot of good NPCs in Honkai, but it's because they have unique designs and, like, actual relevance and actually do cool things. And this game has some. I fucking adore Enjo. I wouldn't say I adore the lady who was getting married in Ayato's quest, but, like, I remembered her. I remembered her because she had a couple of funny moments with, like, the Traveler thinking that she was asking us on a date or whatever. And her stuff was voice acted. Like, that was fine. I want to say there's a couple of other people. Madame Ping. I remember Madame Ping. Like, it is possible to make the NPCs interesting.
With you.
You just need to actually put in a little bit of effort.
What a lovely surprise.
So often, it's just
Welcome.
generic
Why
models
don't
with
you
no
go
real defined
downstairs,
personalities
get the
talking for
shopkeeper to
half
make
an
us
hour at a time
fresh
with no voice
coffee.
acting. And there's just no reason to get invested.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your
Oh,
adventures.
I actually do remember this guy now. Okay. Yeah, he was involved with Ganyu's character quest, I think.
Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice. So a public selection process would
Yeah,
not
like I don't
be
remember exactly what his deal was,
We
but yeah,
also want to
I do
keep
actually
any
remember this guy.
prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's been like 10 minutes.
Fun.
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think?
Oh, she has a little braid in her hair. I actually did not notice. It's cute. It's a good opportunity.
I think so too. It can't be a bad thing to
It's
be
a little
good
bit of a red
friends
flag,
with
because
a
that
new
means this
Qixing,
quest is going to
right?
be mostly about those people
Alright
instead of
then.
you, but
Though, I gotta say,
I'm used to
Uncle
that at
Tien,
this point,
You
sadly.
say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety, too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I don't know, man. I feel like you enjoy
I'm
being
not
a fed
opposed
too
to
much.
the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingguo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to
Yeah,
Yuehai
the Ace
Pavilion.
thing was an Ace Attorney case,
Alright.
yeah.
Heads in the
Granted,
game,
that wasn't
people.
really her
The stakes
quest,
don't get
but...
much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Yeah, she needs a hangout event. Like, I feel like her getting one is less urgent, because she did at least have the teapot quest. And, what's it called? She did at least have the teapot quest, and then, and now the, this new Archon quest. So she has at least had, like, some main story involvement. But, she should get a hangout event at some point. I feel like she deserves it. What am I doing? I keep forgetting I could do that. I should put Sayu in the party. I should put Sayu in the party too. Just constantly alternate back and forth between them.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people.
Wish the
in my
standard 4
time,
stars
but
were getting
never
hangout.
have been
I do
made to
too.
stand while I'm waiting
But then the
for an
standard 4 stars are kind of
appointment.
weird because they actually have character quests.
I think it's fine.
Like, I
That's
think that was
called
before they
being
figured out how they
complacent.
wanted that stuff to work.
If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never
Because,
be able to
yeah,
change
Amber,
anything in the
Kaya, and
future.
Lisa actually already have regular,
Come on.
they have quests like
That's
this instead of the
Now you're
hangouts.
just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over
But
this.
I don't like, I
It's
kind
not
of prefer
worth
the
it.
hangouts.
Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack.
Like, some of these
We've
character
all been
quests are
standing
good,
around
but, like,
for a
more
while.
often than
It's
not,
natural to be getting
so many of
irritable.
them nowadays are just,
Look, how about this? There's no rule
are
saying
just
we're obliged to
NPC
stand
Masterpiece
up while we
Theater.
wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs
Briefly
from the guild
featuring,
nearby?
Fine.
briefly featuring the actual characters that
They're not the
it's
best
supposed to
quality
be
chairs,
about.
to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived.
It's those 3? They're arguing like children.
Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that,
Yeah, no, I
let
agree,
me
Rick.
run
Like
you
I
through
said,
the assessment
I think I
process.
genuinely kind of prefer the hangouts. Because it feels
I've
like we actually
split
get
it
to spend
into
more
2
time with the
stages.
actual
Current affairs and
characters that are
planning,
named for the quest.
face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
What is a manifesto? I don't know the exact definition. It's possible that they could be written in a less fucked up light. But typically speaking, anytime I see the word manifesto, it's in regards to like criminals. Like it'll be a document they leave behind explaining like why they did something. Like their logic for what they did. It probably is not it is probably not, you know, explicitly just for that purpose. But that is the only thing I have ever heard it used in context for. I've only ever heard that used in the context of stuff that's fucked up. But yeah. His manifesto addresses many commercial issues and provides some very fuck. His uses of regulation incentives that are both indispensable. So a journal of motivations, yeah. I guess in this context, I guess in this context, and I guess by extension, the actual definition, it's just a series of plans. Just a document containing a list of plans and/or motivations. But yeah, like I always heard that word in the context of like serial killers, basically serial killers and/or mass shooters, where like they would investigate the people's home afterwards, and it would be like, oh, we found his manifesto. We found the guy's manifesto talking about why he did this, or how he was planning to do this.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward.
Yeah, I may or may
And
not be
keep in
Googling
mind,
it now.
Whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
A public declaration of policy and aims, especially one issued before an election by a political party or candidate. Really? It's mainly for politics? Huh. I mean, I guess that's also a form of criminal activity when you really stop to think about it. Badum-ching.
That's for me to know and you
Huh.
to find out. We can talk more after the interviews.
Yeah, that's
We'll see the candidates
that's a
now.
definition that's been quite
Let's
warped
do
over
one at a
time.
Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you?
Yeah, shout out to Rick.
I
They were
assumed
actually
that
they
given
were
the
actually
great
more on point
import
than
of
I
this
was.
Situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps
Yeah, like
be
I said, my
assessing us in
apologies.
person. I certainly
Again, I
hadn't
used to watch a lot of
imagined I'd be
true
seeing
crime
two
dramas back in the
entirely
day.
Unfamiliar faces. I trust
And
you've
that's
read
where I
through
always
my
heard it.
manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after
In
all.
my expert
Mind your tone,
opinion, you should
Relax.
unclench your
It wasn't
butt
intended
and
as a
stop
personal
frowning
slight
so
against
much.
anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Did you learn your communication skills from a bird?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about.
Well, I don't like
With
to
your
brag.
sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Politics is another form of religion. That too, sadly.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days.
Oh,
In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases.
God damn,
I
dude.
have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts.
I like
To be
this
more
guy
precise,
too.
there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely,
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
Relatable.
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
oh, okay, sorry.
Force way through a couple questions. Bingbo, then sets him off. Good. Wow.
Hello. Not
Wow,
gonna
we didn't
lie,
even do
I'm
some
feeling a
follow-up
little
questions with that
nervous.
guy.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
That was blunt.
Very fair question.
It's like mixing up the
I completely
definition of
understand where you're coming
poo-tang.
from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many
That's why I
different
just call it
places,
pootie
talked
tang.
to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts.
You see, Traveler,
Of course,
I have a
two
disability.
different
My
problems can
IQ
be
is just
interconnected
too
in very
high.
complicated
God
ways, and you might reach
fucking
two very contradictory
damn.
conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Covering vegetarian. I don't know. That guy seemed fun. I don't know. Also, they're not showing Yelan's face, and I mean, we're gonna agree with her. Exactly. Yeah. That guy seemed all right, but one, he's probably a Redditor, and two, I don't know. He seems almost too methodical in his approach. Like, because his was the very, very wordy one, it seems like he's someone who's very meticulous, and it just only thinks with his brain, and is not willing to consider, like, the emotional or any other angle of things. Which is, you know, good for actual politics. But if we can keep people like that out of office, then we probably should. I want to hear more of the middle guy. I feel bad we basically cut him off, like Byakuya, exactly. Meh. Meh, 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 meh.
Here's my take on what we just learned.
Mm-hmm.
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings.
I'm so fucking smart. I'm so fucking smart, and so is Yelan. We understand how people work. Yatta! Smart ladies.
Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yelan.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Jur-E take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien. Take it easy.
Whee! Dude, I wonder if you, I wonder if anyone, people out there could probably prove this. I wonder if you got Yelan C1 so she could, double dash, and then, put Sayu in on top of it. I wonder if you could get 100% uptime on running super fast. Let's find out. Yelan's cooldown is probably shorter, so let's do hers first. Alright, we do that. That. Going the wrong way.
I'm out of here.
Oh, don't even need... Don't even need C1. Don't even actually need her C1. Xiao, we could also swap in Xiao's. I don't think we don't even need that, though. We actually have it. We actually have it even without her C1. Yo! Or wait, do we? Because hers takes a little longer to get back, actually, and I waited a little bit there. Yeah, I forgot. We have it. Hers, Yelan's cools down fast enough, but I'm not quite sure if Sayu's does.
I'm out of here.
Her cooldown is just a bit longer. Let's see. Yeah, nah, not quite. Not quite. But yeah, with Xiao's totally. Swap in with Xiao's Sash as well, and yeah, you got it.
Wait, I got...
Eh. Pop, 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 pop.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Also, too, I saw that Gora meme.
I didn't want
Good
to say
shit.
anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now, those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for Juri, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on.
Sounds like he's family.
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love
Stereotypical.
fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds tasty.
Stop making me
Doesn't it?
hungry.
Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe
I'm
from an
old. I'm
bishop.
retiring. Now I can watch
We've been
all the
fishing
anime I
recently.
want.
Juri always brings some extra ingredients
Real shit.
prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Ooh, combine
You
with
got a
pasta
few years
too.
left in ya.
Paimon
Come on.
really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
Stop
Uncle
talking
Tien,
about food.
We've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
Mm-hmm. I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations.
Depressing to know how little time we have. I try not to think about it.
Only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities.
Like Yanfei
Remember,
said earlier.
You must be thorough.
Just gotta
Understood.
do what we can with what we have.
Come on, let's go
Try
talk
and help
somewhere
people
else.
out. Be a cool guy.
Look after yourself.
Ba-ba-dib-dib-dib-dib.
So it's gonna be Jerry, right? His
You know what? This is depressing. Good ice cream. That is indeed cash money.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that.
Write your own
Assessment itself is
manifesto.
complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception.
Very
You
smart.
have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Jesus Christ!
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Have you guys just been following us the whole time?
Who are they? Where did they
God
come
damn.
from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Sudden migraine
Nothing
fusion,
can
that's
take
no
that
bueno.
guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jerry?
That's what we're doing.
Zhi, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing.
Get the feeling
through
this
there.
Upei fella's gonna be an
You can
actual
find
character.
out
I was gonna
all
say,
kinds of
yeah,
things.
it'd be weird for her to bring up that she has three,
Why don't we try talking
she
to
has three
Rai?
backup dancers, but only two are here for some reason.
He does business at the North Wharf.
Or do you mean Wu Pei's gonna be playable at some point, Fusion?
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Yeah, it's weird to think about. Like, Liyue was such a long time ago in terms of, like, the overall scope of the story, and yet we're still getting a new playable character from it. I wonder if that'll happen with Inazuma once we move on to Sumeru. Just like every once in a while, we'll still get a new playable character from, or or even Mondstadt. It's been a while since we got a new one from Mondstadt. Varka Wen!
Huh? What's Polite doing here today?
Varka fucking Wen. When they add, Varka will be in when they actually add a true buff male model. Don't even know if you want Varka or not. He sounds cool. Assuming he's actually cool and buff, preferably, and they make him buff in his actual in-game model, unlike poor Ito and his noodle arms here. Then I want him. But I want him to actually be... That's the problem. Like, I talked about how Star Rail has more variety with body types. That only goes for the girls. The body types for the males are still kind of pathetic. Like, they have a male body that's taller still than, like, the Zhongli and Ito type body. But it's not any thicker. Like, it doesn't look different enough. It's just, he's just slightly taller. It's just like, why?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
All right, Quark.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
They like their waifus
Even
more.
so...
They skip off and go straight to Gold
I'll let you
Lewis
in on a
tier.
little
I
secret.
mean, I'd be okay
Boss
with
of
that
Second
too.
Life also wants to buy from me.
Dude,
I
if
haven't responded yet.
Varco was just Gold
If you
Lewis
won't take 'em,
Dickinson,
I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll
I
take
would give
all
up my
your
Goro
stock.
stats for
Don't
that shit.
Sell a single one.
That's
to
not true, I would
Second
not.
Life.
I really, really want that goddamn Goro statue. I doubt the Columbo
Oh,
goal's
what are
gonna
you
be
doing
filled out
here?
anytime soon.
And to be clear, these
So, like, I don't know
Sunsetias
how
are
I'd go
mine.
about it,
I
but, like,
got to
I'm
them
very
first.
tempted to try and
Don't
figure out a
get
way
me
to do
ideas.
some kind of sub goal or donation goal to make sure I could actually keep my my pre-order for the Goro statue. I do not want to have to cancel him. I really don't. I got more than enough problems, mister.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the
Hack
brand
3DS,
ambassador
what
for
do you do?
Wario Boutique.
You can mod an actual legit copy of Fire Emblem Awakening and or
Why
Fates.
are you asking about him anyway?
You could play the gay versions
You
in
aren't
your
looking
hand
for
instead of on a
brand
computer
ambassador
or
too,
emulator.
Are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lean Long. Come on, let's follow them and listen in.
I was gonna say, the more we hear
Try not
about
to
this
let him
guy,
see
the more
you.
my assessment was
I want
wrong,
this
clearly.
information to be as truthful as possible.
Next, we're gonna hear a story about how he
I'll just go
he
and
saved an
fetch
orphanage full of
employment
puppies.
contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
Get fucked, Bolai!
Understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust
South
you
Time
understand
Boys,
our shop
my
quite well?
favorite.
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So
What are you waiting for? We won't hear anything at this rate.
I'm Yelan, shut up! I had it!
Try
I
not
don't know
to let
how
him
he could see
you.
me.
We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I had
I
it!
understand. Let's walk and talk.
I don't know how he fucking saw me behind the crates. Silly me, it's much more conspicuous to stand, you know, in broad daylight slightly further behind him
To buy a wineware set?
than it is to crouch
Oh, now
behind
I can see that you're a
something.
connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop
Really what
quite
every
well?
Texan aspires to be. Uh-oh. Think too hard about Texas right now. Oh, okay, Gold
The
Lewis.
truth
Okay,
is,
yes.
an old friend of mine. who
Yes,
likes
Gold
to have
Lewis
a
is
drink
king. Okay,
now
I
and
thought we were
then.
talking about actual Texas, and I was like, please, God,
He
no.
fancies himself as a man of culture.
Please don't be about
but
what I
doesn't
think it's
care
about.
for needless extravagance. so I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever it's convenient.
There's a rumor going around that the only reason the Weekend Kid suddenly became a real character and a writer is because he belongs to a powerful agency and they really wanted to promote him. Wow!
Thank you very much, Miss Lindblom.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Jury. These days, it's quite rare for
That
someone of your
would-
standing to
I mean, that would explain a lot.
It's nice to see.
Like I said, I think we made jokes
I'll
about
be
him
sure to
sucking
pick
the
out a
producer's
good
dick
set
or the
for
writer's
you.
dick or something,
You
because
can
like
count
it was
on me.
so out of nowhere. Just he was a non-character, complete non-character,
Jury seems to get along really
and then
well
all
with
of a sudden they like, oh, I'm Sakura's bodyguard. Like that was never established at any point.
Jury. He's a
And then
great
he just
guy.
gets a belt. Why only one of
You
their
shouldn't
dicks?
jump
I
to
mean, there are
conclusions
several
just
producers. It
yet.
could have been several.
Let's go check out the wharf where he usually
I'll tell you.
goes
I'll tell you
fishing.
what. I'll tell you how many dicks it
Do we
wasn't.
have to?
37. Nobody's gonna beat Kagero's record.
You're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Jury because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
She's just
Maybe
being
I
thorough.
am.
Come on.
Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys.
Tell me
You'll
more.
be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
Yes. Food.
Come on! Off to the South Wharf we go! And away I go!
I didn't actually kill those birds, did I? No, they ran. Thank God. Yeah, no, like that would... I can't pretend to be surprised by that.
Away I go!
That's incredibly fucked up, but it immediately explains a lot about that situation.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
First name Kong Noonian.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Gotta ask you about someone.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about
How
someone.
are you that bad
We've
at
heard
lying
about
on the
this young man
spot?
called Jur-E, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity without batting an eye.
Nah, she stumbled.
Ah, yes, Juri.
It
He's been
took her a
making quite a name
second.
for
She's
himself
actually not as good as I thought she
I've got
was.
some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
You just got DS Action Replay Poggers.
Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello. We're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, she switched identity again.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted
Jesus
anything
Christ!
to do with him.
I know that feels,
He was
Scoob.
still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
Nobody's
Well,
perfect.
thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
Who?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence,
Who?
we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is
Are
to
we
know?
supposed to know this
But
kid?
Of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
He was in Noel's hangout?
So what do you wish to know?
Oh.
Nothing happens
okay.
on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying
Okay. We made his day.
So, Master
Fine.
Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
What if the kid's voice sound familiar? I'm not sure. We very rarely get we very rarely get voice actor announcements for NPCs, unless the voice actors themselves feel the need to comment on it. Like the MiHoYo doesn't do formal announcements, so I doubt we'll ever know for sure. But like it could be any number of people. Like quite a few of the voice actors for main characters even end up also doing NPCs. Yeah, he rewrote reality overnight.
Strange? What was strange about it? Ji seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True, but the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide...
Yeah, Thomas VA was NPCs before, exactly.
It's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
Revisionist history.
It is kinda strange.
Of course,
Goro
if
was
that's
a
all there
lector. I
was
didn't
to
know
it,
that
I
one.
wouldn't
That's
look
cool.
into it any further. Jur-E was born
Goro's
into a
voice
poor
actor has
family.
surprisingly
Paying
good
people to get his
range.
stories out there
Like,
so
if
they
you've
can
ever
use
actually
their
heard
game
him
as
talk
far
on the
as
live
I'm
streams,
concerned.
he sounds nothing like
Problem
Goro.
is,
He is significantly
do you
deeper.
remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the money to pay for it.
Shucks! Thank you very much! 30 months, 7-month streak, suddenly some more is standing beside me. And I appreciate it immensely. Thank you very much, dude. How you doing? We're uncovering a conspiracy. This guy's trying to buy the people's love to get into office. Someone's helping him.
Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario.
Oh
But
no.
too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the
Yeah,
truth.
Stu, Stu, if you're still here, your comment about Hikaru's actor got me curious. Like if, like what other people were talking about. So I checked out the good old Kamen Rider General on M. And, the first thing I see is a giant translation from a official Revice page, just talking about like the current state of the production. And there's a brief part where they talk about Hiromi and how him coming back has like galvanized the production crew, and how they're so pleased with the reaction and how much people love the character and how everyone's so excited to have him be back. And then they say, they fucking say, we're sure he will continue to show us what he can do in his own way. Translation, he's not getting his belt back. Translation, he's totally not fucking getting his belt back. And they literally just brought him back and didn't kill him off in the first place because popular. What fucking goddamn cowards. I knew it. Again, it's why I didn't want him back. It's why I genuinely didn't even want him to come back, because I knew some bullshit like that was gonna happen. Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck the Weekend Warriors.
First,
all
we
of
need
them.
to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry.
Why didn't you think of buying people's love to get into office? I feel like that's what most politicians do, whether we know it or not.
Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, Their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
Should have become Kamen Rider Gets. Like I said, again, I knew that was unlikely, but it's genuinely what I would have preferred. Like, Revice is a dumpster fire. I don't think anything can save it to pull it up to, like, even decent at this point. So I was like, yeah, just do with Hiromi what they're doing with Kaito from Zenkaiju right now, and bringing him back as a character in Dawn Brothers. Have Hiromi be a character, or even the main character in Gates, exactly. Gets, good god. I really hope the pronunciation is different. I really hope the pronunciation is somehow different, because I'm just gonna keep fucking mixing up with the Gates. Also, yeah, also Julio, yeah. I didn't read, I just lost it, admittedly. I didn't get a chance to read if there was anything else about Julio, but it would not surprise me if there's also something about Julio in there. It just says, try your best! Or some shit. Climb the wall. I need to go up again, right? Yeah.
Jur-E's manifesto.
Like, it made it seem like it was inside the building, but I'm like, I can't go in that building.
Details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Oh man. I saw her sitting in the background while I'm as Yelan in the foreground.
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Due to variety factor sea storms become stronger in recent years. Suggest we set up a special patrol unit to deal with sea monsters. Fleet should be consisted of the following. Covers various issues related to coastal defense.
Oops.
Much of Liyue's folklore suggests that Rex Lapis left a great deal of wealth somewhere. However, due to obstacles hindering the excavation operation of the chasm, many projects have been called off. Workers of Blackcliff have been idle near the Golden House for a long time. Should be given refusal to if any suitable projects arise. Spanish Fleet starts playing in her head, basically. Precious terrain around Wungwang Stone Forest and Qingyun Peak means the area has weak transport links. The sheer mountain peaks are connected by rope bridges. They are dangerous to walk on, wholly unsuited to transportation of goods. Those areas are rich in medicinal herbs and ore deposits. Building a road network around the mountains would be beneficial for everyone. A message in Animal Crossing New Horizons says the game will be unplayable in 2061. Oh, sweet. That's when the aliens will show up. Thank God. Only 40 more years. Oh, I don't want to wait that long.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
Paimon, that was nothing compared to what we usually have to go through.
Let's take a break.
You baby. It's like 3 sentences apiece. Come on.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's
Yelan's little helpers. Oh, that's way better than calling them backup dancers.
If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he
So
works.
he's a dick, but he actually
Once he
knows
signs
what
a
he's
contract
doing.
with somebody, he treats them fairly, regardless of their background.
Who'da thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back. Huh? How come you're here?
Because he
Why do you
finished early.
think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
Make out.
Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers. But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation.
Relatable.
On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbua at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbua is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation.
Hey, my
he
gut
has
was
today.
right. He's gonna end up being the
According to
best
Miss
one,
Yu,
isn't he?
The ministry often gets Mingbua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval.
They need to express their stress behind the
and
bush
also,
over there. I agree.
There was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbua gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper.
Yeah, Force. I also tried to say the world would end in 2011.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
It's always the quiet
Like I
ones,
said
man.
before, things are not always as they appear.
I told you.
So that's what you meant by that.
You can't deny a guy a job just because he's nervous.
Thank you both.
Oh, is
We're
this
free to go
the,
now.
is this the thing?
So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
Yep.
Still have a bit left.
The fucking clip where they all read off their names in the wrong order. Or that's not true. No, they,
I can't see any immediate problems.
they
that
read
can
out
be
the names of all the
individual
riders, or at least what, like,
entries.
the
only one that
English
strikes
equivalent
me
would
as a
be.
little unusual is the
In the right
Genshin
order.
Pool redevelopment plan.
I am Amazon! Like, they read it in the right order. The problem is that they cut out Rider Man, because there's a Japanese face under that helmet. That would scar the kids for life. And, Nigo, because he's identical to one, and they thought people would be confused, even though they're in a bunch of shots at the same time constantly. They thought the kids would be confused if both of them said something, so...
Jiangshu Pool has always
So
been
yeah,
home
so
to
they
many
cut those two out of the
secrets.
shots, but then they
Plus,
read
Aishta
off the
once
rest of the
wrought
names
havoc
in
there.
order.
So there are even more
But because they
secrets
cut out
buried
the
deep
actual
underground.
characters,
At
they
some
just
point,
get fucking
a rumor
skipped,
began to go
and
around
everything
that
gets
there is
fucked
great
up.
treasure buried
Until
beneath
Z-Cross.
Jiangshu Pool. A long time
They
ago,
decided that two
with
of the
the
names were
approval of
stupid
the
at some point,
Chishi,
and then just
a
got
mining
Z-Cross
team
right
conducted
somehow.
An exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
Japanese people, I know.
None.
Very
The ruin
offensive.
was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough. at that time, So the excavation project was shut down, and the treasure became a mere legend. Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans.
Mm-hmm.
Still, This one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
The rock chapter.
Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Yeah, that was
Didn't
weird.
know. Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Jur-E wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qiungshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
There always is. How far away is that? Far enough. I'm so glad this is a fast travel point now. Very convenient. Whee! Do a flip! That was not a flip.
This is the
I'm very
Blackcliff
disappointed.
Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Nothing today, nothing today. Payday, new recruits, newcomers, skilled, nothing.
What's this? A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
Red herring!
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Are you red herring?
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! Huh. These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Ah. Go, Sayu, go!
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
There was a fight here. Work professional, but whose? Fresh fruit and a pile of leaves. Someone was here recently. No other clues. Made by a bamboo mat means someone slept here. There is a bamboo mat here. It's gone now. Either burned out.
Looks like we were too late. This has got
There's a Three Hopes demo coming soon. Nice.
Whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
Sonic Frontiers will be delayed until 2025. I hate y'all.
Clearly, they were based here at one point.
You
It's
cannot blame the
mysterious
Sonic
and abandoned
fandom.
now.
They have
To me,
PTSD.
that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else.
How many
to
games
throw
has
our
this happened to
investigation
where they
off
rushed it
course.
out? It was just an unfinished mess.
This is where a trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure
Fucking
out who's
06
behind
and
Jur-E.
Frontier. Not
I
Frontier.
smelled something peculiar
Boom.
the moment I came in.
I don't think
Those
I don't
newcomers
think
probably
Forces
thought
was
they'd be
rushed.
safe as long as they burned the letters. But what
It
they
was a
failed
very,
to
very
consider is
short.
that
I know it's not the
paper and
actual
ink from
account. It's just
different
funny.
regions produce
I
different
know.
odors when they're
I
burned.
realized that very quickly.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything.
It's
Do
just
you smell
funny.
anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's
Yeah,
nothing but
it's
ice
only
as far
happened
as the eye
twice,
can
but
see.
again, it's
Some
notable
wealthy
enough in
people
both
there put
instances
fluoro
that I feel
fragrance in
and
their
just
ink
Sonic
as a
in
way
general,
of
even the games that
injecting a
haven't been
little
rushed.
romance into their writing.
Yeah, Sonic Colors
When
Ultimate.
that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind.
The Fatui!
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Smart lady.
Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Hmm?
Who are you?
Oh, is this her one, her
Don't
other
be
one
alarmed.
who was
This
sick
is
that
Wukei.
day?
He's Wen Yuan and
Yeah,
Shang
yeah.
Li's colleague. I
Sounds
sent
like a
him to
fucking
look
nerd.
into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes
It's always
fishing,
the Fatui.
Wukei thought he might know some of the
I was
fishermen and
actually not
sailors.
gonna lie. A part of
So
me
he
was
took a boat
kind
out
of
to
hoping
sea
it was
to ask
somehow the
around.
Abyss. It wouldn't make any sense for them to give a shit about
I
politics.
left him a note at
But
Genshin
part of
Tea
me was
House
kind of
telling
hoping
him
it
to
was
look
the
for me
Abyss
at
and that
Black Cliff
Enjo
Forge when he
could
got
be
back.
responsible.
If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there.
I
it means
just
we'd
really
have
want
had
to
some
see
backup.
Enjo again, okay?
So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed.
We all do.
I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Juri before. Then the waves got so choppy, I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out.
That's actually important.
When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight
That
there as
you
fast
actually
as I
did
could.
do help.
Didn't
I
even
do
stop
think
to
that's
change my
actual helpful
clothes.
information. None of the fishermen even know him.
Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
You were actually still helpful, dude. Good job.
What? That's news to me.
And decides to become the president
No,
because
that's
why
not
the
possible.
fuck not, right?
It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yalen, I'm telling you.
Would
I spoke
anyone
to
really
every
complain?
single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands
Aw,
on some
no,
solid
bro, with
evidence.
Riolu.
Well, any suggestions?
Adorable. Catch 'em red-handed when they meet.
Not a bad idea. Upe, what do you think?
Honestly, I've
I'd
already
vote for
tried
Enjo.
following Juri, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks
The
he's
moment
about
you
to
saw
win.
Fire Lecter in the Abyss quest, your
Tomorrow
heart
morning,
sank
I'll
a
announce his
bit,
victory
right?
At Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next.
It's not the same.
Be sure to arrive on time.
He needs to actually be here and talk to us. I miss that beautiful, beautiful Patrick Sites. Oh, here. My favorite mechanic. Why would you criticize an unfinished product?
It looks like we're all here.
Like, I'm sorry.
Time for me to announce the results.
Like,
of the
I'm
assessment
sorry,
process.
people.
I won't drone
If
on
it were
about the
anything else,
importance
I'd
of
say
the
you're
Tianxu
being too
role.
hard.
Suffice to say that Uncle Tien entrusted me with the monumentally
But just,
important task
it's
of assessing the
Sonic.
candidates. And now it falls to me
The
to give
Sonic
him a
franchise is like a
satisfactory
recovering
answer.
alcoholic,
All
okay?
of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush. Just get on with it.
The Sonic franchise is a recovering alcoholic.
Has many
You cannot blame
pioneering
people for
ideas,
getting concerned
but some of his
when they
plans
see
are
it
lacking
standing
in
next to the
detail,
booze
and he
table.
easily gets into testy
They have a right to
exchanges
be
with other
worried.
people.
They have a right to be
Ringwar is
concerned about his
reliable,
safety.
but not quite ambitious enough. And because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Jur-E is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Jur-E to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Oh.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Jur-E, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment.
He's one of the other
I hope you will
candidates.
work hard and make Uncle Tien proud.
He's a
I will live
lovely
up to the
man.
Tianshu name. On this, you have
He's
my
actually
word.
very, very good
I
at
should
his
go.
job, apparently.
I need to pack my
He's just
things,
also
and then
very
I
nervous
think
around
the
new
celebratory
people.
meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Juri seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Now, I was
Trevor,
gonna say, what's
tell me
gonna
something.
be the
What
rub
exactly
here?
does that guy have that I don't?
But I get it.
If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Look at Morpkov!
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of them.
Yeah, like he's too cautious, so the only way to get him to lower his guard enough to tail him is to let him think he's won.
So Juri really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would
It is possible he doesn't know.
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when you find him.
To be fair, it is actually possible that he doesn't know.
make my escape?
He just sought like somebody else to try and get him some help to improve his reputation, and was not aware of the means that that would be used to do it.
My escape.
It's very possible.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him.
You goddamn
He's too
dingle
good at
dangs.
this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates?
Did he suck your dicks?
I guess Juri didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
But how?
He's just built different.
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tien, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then. But without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in
Imagine
Shinue
actually thinking a situation through.
Good work.
Weird.
The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve.
Well, we gotta
Let's
do
go
something
to
before he
Shinue
gets
kiosk.
sworn into office. Imagine thinking illegal. That's why this character's terrible. This character is absolutely terrible. She's too smart. Too smart for this game. This is a game. This is a game of brain holes. This is the game of brain holes and nothing else. She's way too intelligent to be in this game. Unrealistic. She's also a spider.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Yeah, really.
Our customers are free to dress however they please.
Like, that's not enough
What
cause to
grounds
arrest
would I
him, but
have
like,
to
what the fuck would the
question
point of that be?
Okay,
That's
fair
very
enough,
clearly
but
sus.
Didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Yeah, he's not
Enough.
wrong.
Let's tone this down a little.
It's not illegal.
I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
I'm glad you had an epiphany.
Shigu Antiques. Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how
I like this
affordable
one a
it
lot
is.
thus
we
far,
just
by the
had to
way.
come and take a look
I
for
know it's talking
ourselves.
about this seeming like it was going to be another Masterpiece NPC theater. And it kind of is, but, like, again, it's actually
We don't
interesting.
really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with
It feels like we're
Zhi's
actually
picks.
accomplishing shit.
Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up
Uncovering, we're uncovering what basically amounts to election fraud.
It has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid.
And like we are, and it's not just about them. Like it is, but like we are seeing, we're seeing more of
Don't
Yolan's
worry,
character.
Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm
We're
sure we
seeing
can
just
work
what a
something
smart
out.
cookie she is, seeing her investigative
Just a
skills.
little
It's
hazy
neat.
on one thing.
Yep,
Did
Minato.
Zhi's wineware set include
Election fraud,
wineglasses?
that's what this is about, yeah.
For this set, the wine
Uncle
glasses are
Tien,
sold separately.
who is a
Minimum
pretty
purchase is
high-ranking
one glass. Maximum is 4.
bill during
Mr.
adultery.
Zhi,
That wasn't election fraud.
Okay.
That was
Thanks,
just proving that he was unfit for
Seems
office.
there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
But yeah, there's a gentleman who's a very high-ranking official in the Liyue, whatever you want to call their body of government, who's retiring. He's trying to choose a successor. We had 3 candidates. One of them seemed very, very obviously far above the
I'd
rest.
just like to point out that we have the self-professed
And as we looked
Grandmaster
into
of
it, it
Fieldwork
became
here to
clear that
thank
he
for being wholly incapable
just kind of
tailing
out
an
of nowhere
ordinary
gained this
civilian without being
reputation
seen.
for being the coolest guy
It's not
ever.
like you did any better.
My specialty is
When
information
before
trading,
everybody either
okay?
hated him or
I don't
just
have
didn't
the
give a shit
physical
about him.
agility. What's your excuse?
And too long didn't watch. It seems like he is having some kind of assistance from the Fatui.
Oh, if we can't figure out where Zhi went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
Any money... he said he bought it a long time ago. Any money says he had that shit ordered forever and a day ago and just had it waiting there. Just as an excuse to be able to go into the place and change if he needed to. Because he probably knew he was being tailed. So just like, oh shit, duck in here, pick up my order.
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Zhi isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Zhi's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Ajax!
Officials. Should be either the Snezhnaya
Aren't the Fatui
Embassy
Russian?
or the
Yes.
Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that, Minato. God damn it, why would you point that out to me? The Russians are helping with election fraud? Oh, Yoverse, why?
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move?
I can't believe
If
you've
so,
done
you can
this.
Count me in.
Fuck.
Get with the program, would you?
Oh,
this is a
no.
covert surveillance operation. Jury may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the
Election
same is true
fraud
for
and
drinking
Russians. Too close. A little too close. They know what they're doing. Okay. Episode title, Stop the Steal! Oh no! Oh no, I'm writing it down. God Fucking damn it. At least it's not Korea. So we'll get back to Korean soon, I'm sure. Hey, Pub, sorry you had a rough day at work. Hopefully we can cheer you up a little bit by uncovering election fraud.
In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
3 guys running for office. One of them was so perfect that it was sus. We investigated him. It turns out he's being backed by the anime Russians.
Great idea! So we just need to find
So we gotta try and figure out who, figure out how they did this. And put the kibosh on that immediately.
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become
Oh,
a major
dear.
diplomatic incident.
They're really angry the Balfu election when it
I'm
was
well
stolen.
aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling.
You don't like alcohol if there's
everything
ever
on this.
missing beer. Why not
If
your
we
house? Your family
really
doesn't
wanna
make
catch
you
him,
the suspect,
we're
yeah.
going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick
Yeah,
to
it's
your
nice to at
orders,
least have
and
that
make sure we're
reputation
covering
going.
all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Like back
Don't
in the
worry,
day
Lady
when
Yelan. Jur-E may be a
back when my
slippery
gestation unit
character,
was
but we'll
staying
keep
with
a
us
close watch
at
on
one
the
point,
movements of all Fatui officials.
how
I'll be waiting for you.
how
at the
my
TS.
grandma's
If I'm
old
guessing
pain
correctly,
medications would sometimes go
Fatui
missing.
officials are likely to take action at night. We should
It
go
was
get
very
ready.
nice to not even be
Then meet
suspected
me
for a
at
brief
Genshin
moment.
Tea House.
It was a very, very nice feeling to know that my grandma knows me better than that. Also, just, you know, even if I did, even if I did partake in any kind of doobies, my gestation unit's track record speaks for itself. See, literally stealing my my medicine when I had my tonsils out, because that's not fucked up at all. To steal medicine from your child who's in crippling pain after an operation. It's fine. It's weird to face myself. I'm gonna go up to you, Asayu.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Jerry mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters.
It's just in
Most
general,
people wouldn't
imagine
dream of
stealing
going there.
medicine.
It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters.
If you're stealing it from the
Anyone with
company, not the
ancestors
person
well cleared
itself.
this place.
Stealing from big corporations is one
I've looked
thing.
into
Yeah,
the place
yeah.
before. There's a workers' entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Stealing from people who need it, not so much. Live stream chat? Yo, you got Shinosuke and Shotaro! Oh, dude, that's awesome. Ready to take out the Fatui. Ready to take out the anime Russians. Christ. Eh. I wish this was like Xenoblade 2, where you could latch
There's been
onto
some
a
work done on this
wall,
place in
and
the
the monsters
past,
would immediately
but
stop
it's a bit of a
aggroing on you.
labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment.
Are you about to have
Any
another
resistance needs to
one-time
be taken
domain?
out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll
They're
join
making
us
out.
later.
Yep. Let's see. We're gonna get
What's happening?
Chi-Chi instead of Sayu, I think. And I love my Uemiya, but
I charge a higher rate to meet outside the office.
just for consistency, and they work so well together. We'll try out Yanfei. You're calling them the fearsome threesome? Way better than Santa's little helpers. Or Yelan's little helpers. Alright, one-time only domain again, I assume, so we gotta be, extra on the lookout for chests and whatnot. Oh, we have a trial, Yelan. Does she have her good bow? Of course she does. They're mocking me! I can't afford her good bow. Stop, you dicks.
Quietly now.
And her double dash again. God.
Sacred name, fortune preserver, life goes on.
Incinerate!
As I expected.
You got the two riders who canonically work with police. That is pretty funny. Wow. A single most low-grade EXP book possible. That is pretty pathetic even for a common chest, good god. What are you doing? What are you doing, game? Hmm?
You guys see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door.
Does Chi-Chi speak in haiku? I don't think... maybe?
Emergency access route, right?
Maybe that's what she's doing. I'm not sure. Is that why you say that, Chi-Chi? I thought it was because you're a zombie. Do you say that because you're a haiku? Or say that because, huh. I don't know. I never thought about it. Eh. Oh, I should. Oh, please come back down. We're not gonna be able to get through here. It's gonna be locked now, right?
This is the construction
Yep.
workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight.
All right, thank God.
Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Sequence breaking. It's been happening a lot lately, Jesus.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
Good God! Calm down, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Invisible evidence!
There are 4 lights! 3. 3, sir.
Down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Ah. Oh, come on. I've climbed steeper walls than that. keep thinking these are those breezy rocks that give you, like, the Kazuha jump in the chasm. Not quite the same thing, though. Hmm. Ah. Aha. Ah, okay. I was like, is it really gonna be that straightforward? There was one back here that I could, that I could put it into. Be weird for that to just be nothing. Hey, best. Two back here, actually. Okay. Also, it's timed. Outstanding. Oh, no, that's the way I can. Shit. Oh, not back down. I'll turn around though. Don't mind me. Wait, no. Shoot. It's fine. God, action replay working for real this time. How did you run into an issue? Oops. That's good. Alright, note to self. This area is dumb. And I apparently can't go back the way I came. Okay. That's shallow. I'm not sure why the thing ran out. I'm not sure if it's timed or if not sure if it's timed or if it's because I went in the water. But either way.
Quietly now.
Motion to compare.
Opening box of Adepti Drix. Wheel of Life.
Here comes the catch. Gotcha.
Okay, now I just need to be able to find the other one again.
Take it easy.
Okay. Alright. Do not run out. Do not run out. Oh, the other one was already lit. Okay. I was like, are there really two back there somewhere? Good God. Just thinking if I've ever started Take Time with each episode. Oh, definitely, yeah, like I said.
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
And like I said, I would have to, I would have to actually watch the shows whenever I do one again. So like, that process alone will take a while. Like, I'll have to rewatch Kuga before I start. Oh, I don't need to be here anymore, do I? This is a dead end. I need to go back into the other room. And now I can open the gate. That's what it is. Yeah, so like slowly watch through all of Kuga or whatever other show it is at the time. And take notes to synopsisize the actual plot. Especially with Bill, because it'd be really annoying if people end up saying something actually made sense that I missed. Exactly, yeah, no. Yeah, believe me. In general, like, when we group watch it, and, like, the official non-After Dark one, I'm already strongly considering I don't know, I don't need to go that far. But, I think I'm good, even though build won't be for a while, because I do want to do it in order, I think I am going to use that opportunity to take notes for build. Just in advance, so like I have other people watching with me to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, like, I definitely having somebody fact-check stuff for me. Especially in the instance of something like Build. With so many plot holes. Definitely necessary.
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
When I do X-Aid, you're also recommend taking notes for both the series and the spin-offs. Yeah, X-Aid would also be a good opportunity to get us head start. Like I said, in general, I need to start taking notes on that stuff. Or just stuff. Anything I plan on talking about at any point. Retrospective or otherwise. I need to start writing shit down. Because I genuinely feel that thinking too much about shit like that is at least part of the reason I can't sleep. Because, like, that's what'll happen. Like, I lie awake in bed trying to think of, trying to get to sleep and just can't. And so I'll just find my thoughts drifting to either my original stories or stuff I'd like to do for essays. And just basically writing the shit in my head without actually writing it down. But unlike the stuff with my OCs and original stories and everything, that stuff, the retrospectives I actually might do. So, I feel like I need to get start getting those thoughts out. And maybe that'll help at least a little. It's just hard because I come up with all the shit when I'm lying down. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to go to sleep. I don't want to pull out my, turn my computer back on and start writing. I was gonna say pull my iPhone. I would not type this stuff on my phone. The built-in notepad on that is horrible.
I can tell
and I have
from
ham
the aroma
hands.
that this is very fine liquor indeed.
Don't like
I'm
the touchscreen.
impressed.
Spoilers!
Come on, bottoms up.
His name is Youpspev.
After you, of course.
All right, now we find out. Evil.
Oh, sorry, that went down the wrong
Now
way.
we find out how big of an
I've
asshole
never
this
drunk
guy is.
anything
He clearly has to be aware of the guy's
It'll take me some
connections.
getting used to.
And, like,
You'll
clearly
get there.
knew what he was
If
doing
you
was
wanna
shady
stay
because he
friends
fucking
with
changed
us,
clothes.
You have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass?
If you want us to keep helping you win elections, you have to drink booze with us. Anime Russia, ladies and gentlemen. For the short spin-off, I can group watch them together in their video. a video and rate them separately based on how much they compliment. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how I'm going to handle stuff like that, especially later seasons. Ultimately, like, what I talk about in the main video is just going to be, like, how important it is to the overall story and how it affects my rating. But yeah, like, certain stuff might be split. It'll just depend. There's a point where I lie awake thinking about a Parado retrospective. I like Parado. I like Parado a lot. He does not need his own retrospective. His character section in the X8 video will be pretty goddamn long. I can guarantee that. Not as long as Mitchie's from Gaim, but long.
I thought you were made of sterner stuff.
You used to have a review blog.
Kept it together
You had a
when
lot of nights like that where you tried to think of how to explain shit and how you want to explain it. Yeah, Dusk, you get me. That's exactly it.
Come on, another round. Less talking.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to get your thoughts out, otherwise they'll keep you up all night.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him,
he did what?
I had to hide away at home for a few days because
Ajax
I was so scared of getting
rig the
caught.
election.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people.
Outstanding.
I mean,
Good
the poison we
God.
brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison, and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even
So the
makes
fucking
soup
old man
tastier
isn't
as a
even
result.
actually dying.
How did you think of that?
Wow.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
That's some Dio
The Fatui will
Brando
continue
shit.
to provide the support you need to
Holy
consolidate your position
shit.
as Tianshu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have
Thomas
some
gonna
other
get his own
requests,
because of how
which
bad
we
he
will
is. I don't
inform
know
you of
about
in
that.
due course.
I'd have to,
Don't
like I said,
worry.
actually rewatch and
Whatever
take
tasks
notes on
you have for
Saber
me, I will perform them
and
diligently.
see what I actually have to say.
Poison. That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling
Wow.
It's all Jurye's doing. What a nasty guy.
Oh, you're fucking evil. Physical evidence,
Hold
honey.
on. Did you bring a camera?
Yes.
If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
Oh, it's good. Smart lady. Good God. Physical evidence. How long do I think Saber would be? You'll bet almost 2 hours. I don't know.
We've seen no
I have no
progress on the
context
diplomatic
until I know like how long
And
they'll take on
everyone has
average
been
for seasons
eyeing
I don't
the
have much to
treasure
say
at
about, like
Qingshu
Kuga.
Pool. It's been a real headache for me.
Plus just the plot recap
Soon,
alone.
Everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Juryi.
Why I can't respect Telma? Is that what I came up with it? Is that what I came up with for Sabers? I remember I was coming up with titles for quite a few of them. I forget what I came up with for Sabers. I figured it'd be something stupid like this. The pen was mightier than the sword was mightier than the pen, or some dumb shit like that.
I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for
The
us.
only one I remember that I know for sure is going to be
you
the final
still
one is the
remember
build
what
one
I
because I'm
said to you?
unreasonably proud of it.
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest
Not a
moment.
fantasy, something like that.
I think you were absolutely right.
Let me see. I wrote some of them down, I think.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other
Ultimate
people could only
we in week
ever
1 of
grow
Twee.
wider
Oh
over
my
time.
god, Fusion, that's awful.
Just look at your two competitors.
Godspeed.
Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Oh yeah, that totally
Yes.
was.
I
Yeah.
cannot thank you enough
It's
for
no
your
fairy
generous
tale.
support.
It's no fairy tale is what I have for
You
Saber.
know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told.
And then for
without
Revice, I have the devil is testing me.
Keep up the good work, and
No, I
can
remember
assure
my
you,
build. I don't even have to
you'll
look at my
never
build pad
have
for
to
that one.
worry
It's
about
cracks
Mora
in the
again.
foundation.
Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to
For
throw
drive,
your weight
that's
around as
Monado.
much as you
I did not have one for drive until recently. After I think it was something Gamrick said about the show. I was thinking full throttle fun.
He was worried that whatever advantage he might have
That is
now
very close to
would
what I was
diminish over
thinking.
time. So the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera?
Yeah, no. I had two good ones for build. It's either cracks in the foundation or shoddy craftsmanship. I like cracks in the foundation better because that implies the actual problem with the show, which is it is inherently flawed because of some very basic concepts in it, i.e. the villain.
Then get ready to use it.
It's like, you don't have a strong foundation, there's nothing to fucking build on top of.
How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up.
Hmm?
I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Is he gonna poison this guy too? Real shit, is he about to poison this guy too? He's totally about to poison this guy too! Oh my fucking god! Dude's a goddamn psychopath. And yet I still like him better than Park.
What the?
Well. She's dead?
You.
Oh no, okay. It's like, how much did you give him if it killed him, but just made the old man sick?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting.
This quest
to
is
prepare myself
fucking
for this
great.
position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own.
Everything bad I've said about quest heavy on
really think I put
NPCs, this
myself
is
through
how you
all
make it
that just
actually
to become
interesting.
your little puppet. I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again, and that includes you.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand?
Also, yeah,
If I
dude, what the fuck
disappear
are you
with
gonna
no
do to cover your
explanation,
tracks?
The embassy will come after
Like,
you.
they're a huge
They'll get to the
organization.
bottom
They're
of
gonna
this.
fucking get you.
Mark my words.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge.
After dark tonight?
I'm gonna stay here till
I'm
I see
down.
you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this
I'm
on
down to watch
fire.
at least a couple.
Once the
I need to
flames
get to
burn
bed at a
through the
decent
hay,
hour, but I know
they'll
I won't be.
ignite the
It's not even
explosives.
worth
The
attempting
ruins will collapse,
before
and
at least
everything
like
will
1
be
o'clock.
buried.
So
What do you hope?
try to remember why you left your blog.
took
It's
the
work. You
liberty
started
of
working,
leaving
so you
some
had less free
evidence of your
time.
contact
But you
with the
remember
undercover agents at
you had
the
laid a
Black
hot
Cliff
hate from
Forge.
some Marvel
It
fans.
won't
God.
take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of
dude's out
night
of
and
his
seize the
fucking
treasure at
mind.
Chinshu Pool. But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
You want to make me poison my teacher? You're getting paid for mass murder? Oh, dumb confusion! He was happy to poison his teacher. Let's be honest here. I was gonna say, yeah, who's this guy's voice? He's doing a great job. He's being very punchable.
Even my trip here tonight. After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second in command, Theophan?
His fedora.
How do you know about that?
His anime fedora does kind of ruin his menace a little bit.
Contact with your associates.
Had a lot of takes about the MCU. Yeah, that would do it.
The poison I used on you today. He'll
I
help
was
me
gonna say
tie
why I
up
think he
all
moved this
the
better.
loose ends.
There, it's sometimes you're not a fan
After
of,
all,
yeah.
Your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position
Fucking
for
light
a
you got me.
long time now.
I'm not sure because I don't know who this voice actor is either, since he's still an NPC. But he kind of reminds me of the guy who voices Baiju. Oh my god!
After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture.
Sweet sleep, little firefly. Can you hear them, the lambs?
Sweet dreams.
I said sweet sleep, not sweet dreams. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Shut up. Every goddamn time. Holy shit, we got back up fast. Also, all that Beidou and Ningguang art, very cute.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan.
Bruh!
I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
Dude! You did an evil laugh at a Hannibal Lecter speech. You can't save yourself from the situation, my dude.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's.
Dipshit.
Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
We have a dozen witnesses, and one of them is Paimon. Exactly. That's the smart. Technically speaking, I guess that's the fucking smartest thing you could do is just play dumb. But good fucking god, dude, come on.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful.
You went Amber Heard. You never go full Amber Heard.
You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
Dude.
Your point being?
And? Sir, with all due respect, everyone saw you vent in security.
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future.
Yo, all those guards have white tassels. I finally got an R5 one again, thanks to the chasm.
I don't deny that I used underhanded
After I
methods
accidentally
to get
fathered mine, not realizing it was actually a
Given
decent
my
weapon.
lowly
It wasn't in the normal
origins,
gacha.
What other choice did I have?
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think?
I think that I'm Superman. Uncle Tien always trusted you, dog. Why are we... Dude, he's a fucking sociopath. Neither of these will work.
Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself.
Wait, what?
There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you?
Oh, yeah.
He was like a teacher and a father.
Yeah, the fact that, the timeline doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think, Uncle Tien was on his side way before.
Threw it away in that moment.
His reputation randomly blew up overnight.
That's enough.
Cry about it, bitch.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough. That's enough.
Wah, wah.
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value.
Yeah, but Tien, you don't understand. A lot of other streamers and YouTubers are way more successful than me. It's hard not to.
Paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Use anime Russians to boost your popularity.
Things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Genshin Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals.
Be careful.
Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal. Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
Yelan is more competent than all 3 Archons. She really is. It's actually quite sad. No offense, Raiden. I love you, but you're kind of a dingus yourself. you're less so than Venti and Zhongli, but still, just good God. Yeah, the random other new characters are way more together mentally. All 3 of the Archons we have met thus far are varying degrees of idiots. We talked about Zhongli earlier, Venti, brain holes exist, Raiden. She's the least stupid of the 3, but she is stupid too. People wanting to... She's not a Mary Sue! You can't call a character a Mary Sue when her only crime is being competent when other characters are not. She can seem like one. She can feel like one because she's so good at her job and so smart, but it's not her fault that most other people in this game have brain holes. It's not... Yeah, Yanfei! Yanfei was fucking smart. Yanfei is basically the main reason we got out of that fucking death trap in the Archon quest. It's not just her. Yanfei's smart too. You're just comparing her to the wrong people. Right, and these accomplished aren't even really her, and they were her fake selves. Yeah. her sister was the real Archon. She was a body double. Like, she retreated into her little pocket dimension because she was so sad that her sister and all her friends got fucking murked during the war, and just left everything to a robot that ended up making some dumbass decisions. She was dumb to leave the robot in charge, and she's very dumb to the world. See the whole boomer thing for that. But yeah. Process of elimination, the top 2 5-star females personality-wise are Yelan and Rada for you. Those are good choices. Yeah, I don't want to, but for the record, I'm not insulting Raiden when I call her an idiot. I love Raiden. She is genuinely one of my favorites. I'm just putting out, like, you can like someone while calling them an idiot. Yeah, she's more of a ruler than a warrior. Yeah, her sister was very, like, she was the body double. She was there to pose as her sister in situations where she might be in danger, to probably fight off any people better than her sister could. Her sister was the diplomat. Also, the robot killed Signora, so you know she can't be all bad. But yeah, no, it's not that Yelan's a Mary Sue, it's just that very few characters in this game that actually get a decent amount of screen time are competent. Zhongli, kind of a dick. Ito, need I say more? She's the only straight one, exactly. Yeah, no, I like Yelan a lot, like I said. Was genuinely very, very impressed with her. In the, less of the Archon quest, actually. She didn't actually get to do all that much there. Like I said, it was mainly Yanfei that got us out of that one. He doesn't need competence? He doesn't. He's got Ushi. Who needs competence when you have an Ushi?
Poison left in his system. But recovery from the damage.
Oh, hey, I was just talking about you.
Happen overnight.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
Goro's smart. You didn't vibe with Yai. Yai is also smart, but Yai is also insidious. Kokomi is allegedly smart, but it's all strategy smart. Generally speaking, she's just kind of a normal, nice gal. Yoimiya's fun. Yoimiya is literally Genshin's Pinkie Pie. Yoimiya is actually a lot of fun, but she doesn't get to do much. Like, she's not involved in, like, the main plot for the most part. This guy is still not playable. This man is still not playable because he's Dendro. And miHoYo still can't figure out how to get Dendro implemented into the game. Them struggling to implement Dendro is almost certainly at least part of the real reason for the delay last patch.
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years.
Sucrose is pretty smart, but she's also very unimportant in terms of the overall plot.
It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was talking about him because his voice sounded like it might be the same guy as the one who poisoned him, but I'm not sure if it was or not. I actually can't quite tell.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful. Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Cheng, your mouth is very pixely. You wanna do something about that?
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Doc. I'll be playable one day, don't worry.
You're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation.
Klee. Klee is a child.
You simply have to try it.
Klee is especially allowed to be a little, not too bright. Literally a child.
Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Any other 5-star characters? Eula. Eula's kind of a dipshit. I mean, I get it. For those who don't know, Eula's whole shtick is that everybody hates her. Like, everybody in the entire fucking equivalent of a country hates her because her family were slave owners back in the shitty days. And so just her entire family has the stigma associated with it. And so she just kind of, instead of just, you know, I mean, she does her job. She's competent. But it's just, she's also socially inept. And instead of actually trying to form real connections with people, she's just kind of a chuny dipshit who talks about how vengeance will be hers over the slightest slight against her. It's real fucking weird. I don't even know how to describe her deal. But
luckily,
yeah.
It looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all. My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tien. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
Eula's great. Oh, I love, for the record, yes, I love Eula. I'm not, that was not to insult Eula at all. I adore her. It's just genuine, it's just that one, she is kind of an idiot. And two, it's hard to describe her shtick. Because out of context, it can seem very bad. Like, oh man, her family were a bunch of racist assholes. And she talks about wanting revenge on people. That's cringe, but nah, she's great. I adore Eula. Yai is chaotic. Yai is chaotic good. I love her, but yeah, she's definitely not for everybody.
People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Other 5-star females. There's Ayaka, she's a good girl. And Shenhei, she was fine.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tien. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yue High Pavilion would be responsible
Miko's a
for
fox.
assessing the candidates.
Of course,
Isn't
she's
that
chaotic.
Right, Uncle Tien?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden
Also
agenda.
Ganyu. Also
I
Chi-Chi.
secretly investigated him.
Also
I
Jean.
concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just
Grass
saw
plus
me as
fire,
an
quick burn,
ordinary
grass plus
fishing
water,
friend.
overgrow, glass plus ice shatter,
In the end,
grass plus electric wilted.
even he changed.
There, Mihoyo, how hard is it?
When did it start?
JC, congratulations, you just implemented Dendro. You're not allowed to work for Mihoyo.
I never had any plans to recommend him directly.
No,
I always
Miko's
intended
smart.
to give him the chance to
Miko is
compete
very
on
smart,
level
but she's
playing
chaotic, so she uses her smarts for evil
Family
and dicking with
background
people
and
for no
fame
reason.
mean everything to many people. But I don't
Yisifying
attach
Goro.
great importance to them. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner of things. What I really admired about Zhi was his intelligence and
Yeah, a lot of the ones we listed it's
I
just
have
that
to
they're
admit,
competent, but
he's
they're
a
also
smart
just
guy and very cautious. The intel
nothing real
suggests that the
notable
Fatui
outside of
saw
that.
him as very low risk.
It's like, yeah, you're
But
sweet. You
Zhi
do your
was still
job. You work
extremely
hard.
Careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xinyu kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. And he chose to wait until the Fatui
Oh, fuck, I
official
forgot
was
about Hu
drunk
Tao.
and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also
I
installed a
also
secret
forgot about Hu
compartment in the
Tao.
wine pot he bought to hold
I could
the
be
poison.
crucified legally for
As
that.
the amount of
Hu
liquor
Tao's
went
fine.
down,
She's fun.
He'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Still really dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would
Same
have
camp
faced
as Yai, I'd
serious
agree with
health
that.
consequences despite taking the
I guess
antidote.
I
He didn't
I
hesitate
forgot
to
about
put
my
himself
wife
in
too.
harm's way
I
to
forgot about
achieve his
Mona.
goal.
Mona's an idiot.
How is Zhi?
Mona is an idiot. She spends all her money on new astrological
I mean,
equipment
He's sitting in a jail cell.
instead of
Like Genfei
cheeseburgers.
says, everyone who breaks
I'd
the law
starve
has
to death
pay the
because of it.
price.
Later, Beth.
Still, he's cooperating. He didn't
I doubt
turn
this
down
quest
my
is gonna
offer to
last
strike
much
a
longer.
deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around.
I'm
to
probably
keep him
gonna end
safe
up
from
splitting
anything
this.
the Fatui might be planning.
I'll probably I will probably Frankenstein the footage together of the Archon quest,
Yes.
and then
Jury's
make
not the one I'm
Yelan's
interested in.
a separate
If
thing.
he
Mona's
was as
very
far as this
relatable.
went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
I was half expecting it
Almost.
to be Ajax, not gonna lie.
Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Uncle Tien, Yelan, what are you talking about? Paimon doesn't
Is Mona me with rider figures? Yes. Yes, she is.
With the Fatui to try
What do
and
I use
secure
for
the
editing?
position of
Adobe Premiere.
Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive.
Shinobi believer scoping and
Also, we'd be able to
seething
gain
me.
control of Theophan, Yusupov's second in command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options.
That was your real plan?
Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
Because it was basically election fraud and kind of important?
Did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved.
Oh! Oh, we're getting new name drops. Who the fuck is Regrator? Have we heard that before? Do we know anything about that one? Wait a second, that's a new one. Don't mind me, I'm curious. No, actually. Apparently this patch was the first one once been referred to by that name. Interesting. Alright, finally. Regrator. It's a dumb name. It's gotta, like, I feel like stuff has gotta come to a head with Scaramouche soon, right? Like, he's been being alluded to for a fucking while now. Jeez, Grader. Scaramouche has been a thing for a while. Like, he's gotta be dealt with relatively soon. So, we've gotta start setting up... And Senora's fucking dead. And Ajax ain't gonna do anything else. So we've gotta start setting up, we actually have to start setting up other, Harbingers soon to be threats.
The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as
never
a
mind. Okay, we
peripheral
know.
concern.
Regrator is the alias for number 9, aka Pantalone. So both of their names suck. No pantalones.
It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's
Trucy is a
danger,
dumb
there's
name for
excitement.
fancy. Stop, no.
Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons.
Oh
If
my.
you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tien. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Everybody shut up and look at the cat. I saw the cat. Yelan's totally gonna be in the next region. I'd be okay with that. She's fun. She is a lot of fun. Actually competent, sassy. Sassy without being, without being, like, overly, chaotic. Arguably bitchy about it, like Miko. Who, again, I love Miko, but, like, she's catty. She is very, very catty. Let's just be real. Yeah, that was really good. Sexy? That too. I mean... Yeah. Yeah, I think that... I'd say that's fair. God damn those pants. Ridiculous. Is there any character in Genshin that's a gambling addict? I joked about her being one because she does that. But I don't know how actually ingrained into her character it is. I don't know if it's just her aesthetic or if she actually is a gambler. Never mind a gambling addict. I think she's actually a gambler at the very least, but I don't know if she's addicted to it. She probably doesn't have time because she's also a fucking fed. Imagine a quest featuring Ajax and Elon. That'd be great. Again, I was almost kind of hoping he'd actually be directly involved with this. It seems like something he might try and do. But, alas, no such luck. I don't think he's in Liyue anymore. I think he's, because he showed up in Inazuma, too. He's just kind of going wherever right now. She said she lives for danger. She's 100% a gambler. Fair. But alright. Yeah, Yelan, great character. Personality and gameplay-wise, she's a lot of fun. Like I said, genuinely, if were I better off financially, she's another one I would absolutely be okay with getting, her C1. And, I would love to at least attempt to go for her weapon, but just, I don't want another Jade Spear. Maybe we'll try again when this weapon banner comes back with a better second one, but just, sorry, I already have 2 Jade Spears. I do not need refinements on it, I'm good. She does still need a character flaw, yeah, we can go with we can run with the gambling addict thing. I'm okay with that. But yeah, Archon Quest, still frustrated that it was time-gated, but very good. Some great stuff with Xiao. Got a cool free bow for it. The actual, I didn't do it on screen at all, but like the actual battle mechanics. These were actually genuinely really fun, at least thus far. And before I get really annoyed with these last 2. And before these last 2 are way fucking harder for some reason, and I get mad. But based on what I've done so far, genuinely fun gameplay. Again, we need more stuff like that. That gives you a chance to use new characters without owning them in more unique team comps beyond just the generic ones you get for these things. And very good story quest again. I feel bad for being apprehensive because I was like, oh man, NPC Masterpiece Theater is back again, but no, it can be done well. You can make them interesting. Goker, wow, thank you for the follow. It is possible. You just gotta actually work at it a little bit. You gotta actually be good at that whole writing thing. That's the problem with a lot of them, is just, they're not. But I enjoy this. Maybe, and admittedly, I could see some people being bored by this one. Like, I could see some people would definitely probably have the same issue that I have with a lot of them. Where just not enough of the actual character, too much talking. But, like, I don't know. I like the, I like the election fraud angle. Maybe it's because I'm an Ace Attorney fan. I don't know. I just genuinely enjoyed kind of, figuring out what the hell was going on there. Learned anything from your recent Guilty Gear content mentioning? I mean, she'd be a Leo main. She would absolutely be a Leo main. She seems like that kind of lady. She also seems like the kind of lady who would be into Leo. Like Geo and Ram, for some reason. Why does Leo have so many fangirls in Strive? I mean, I get it. He's very handsome, but still, like, why? It's weird. But alright. Very, very good stuff. Enjoy this one a lot. This update was a long time coming, but worth the wait, I would say, personally. Looking forward to the second half of it. I don't believe we're getting anything too major. I believe the rest of events will just be like, you know, very simple, like, rhythm minigame type stuff I think I saw, and I doubt any of it will be voiced. So I assume the next time we will be back here will probably be in, that means in Dice Case Isley was the real sex icon of this series. Understandable. Need more Kick Hopper and Princess League, you and me both. But yeah, we'll be back with Genshin in 17 days. When Ito's rerun happens. When that does, we will be rolling on that one at least a little bit. I'm not sure how deep I'm willing to risk it, but we will be at least dipping our toes into Ito's rerun, trying to snipe at least one copy of Shinobu, and hopefully some Goros. My Goro is still only C1, I think, right? Oh yeah, we definitely need some Goros. So yeah, I'm not sure how all in I'm willing to go, and I definitely don't think I could, I don't know if I'd be willing to pull what I did with Toma. I got very, very gutsy with Toma. I put, like, what, well over 100 pulls on him. I got a Mona, lost a coin flip, and then still kept going because I was okay with C1 Hu Tao. I'm okay with C1 Ito. I would not pull on it at all if I weren't okay with C1 Ito, because he is one of my heaviest hitters. But I would prefer to just get the 4 stars to get out of there. Maybe lose a coin flip along the way. To Jean, preferably. But, yeah. We'll do that. We'll do Shinobu's Hangout. And then after that, depending on how... I don't know. The next patch is looking even barer. I think the Golden Apple Archipelago is getting a rerun. Heizo's going to be a thing, but depending on how the Shinobu pulls go, I'm not sure if I'm willing to try for Heizo. Depending on whose banner he's on, especially. If he's on a Kazuha rerun, no problem.
Maybe I'll take one more day off.
I would love C1
Knock out the rest
Kazuha.
of the work once I'm feeling up to it.
Girl. But if he's just on Klee or Yoimiya's banner, then I don't know about that. I love my Yoimiya. My Yoimiya is also one of my heaviest hitters. But that's mostly on her having godlike artifacts. What does her C1 even do? Would not be the worst thing in the world, but yeah, no. We'll see. It all depends on how Shinobu goes. If Shinobu just doesn't come home, period, then I'm just fucked completely. But we'll figure it out. But alright, thank y'all for putting up with this. That is all the Genshin content for now. We'll be back with Kick Hopper and the Princess League at some point this week. Like I said, I've got to wake up bright and early tomorrow for my little brother's graduation. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to be feeling tomorrow. I'm probably going to need to pass back out for at least a little bit. I will let y'all know how that goes. If I do anything, it will most likely just be Yakuza. If not, then Sunday, Custom Robo, and obviously we'll be back with Yakuza on Tuesday. In the meantime, thank y'all very much for coming out. Special thanks to Fusiony, the go-kart tier patron.
All right.
Congrats to my little bro. Oh, thank you, JC.
Knock out the rest of
Thank
the
you very
work once I'm
much.
feeling up to it.
Yelan, please. Don't be the new Osmanthus one. Fusiony, go-kart, you're awesome. Zoom, zoom. If you want to help support, if you want to help support characters in Genshin actually being competent and being labeled Mary Sue's for their trouble, check out links in the description. Love you guys. Nighty-night.